Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Baha Pips, and today I'm going to be doing a day trading scalping video. I'm going to be trading the Euro US dollar on the 1 minute chart. It's the beginning of the German session. It just started about half an hour ago, and the German session normally leads into the London Open. I call it the London breakout. Now, markets do start to pick up around London session, but a lot of times the London session, there's no news. If there's no high impact news for the Eurozone, I noticed over time that the pair does struggle to make large moves. Sometimes it even goes into a small movement for a little while. But if there is high impact news and there's a good moving day, you might be able to pick up on some trades at the beginning of the London Open. So I opt to trade German Open because to me, you do start to see a flood of traders coming in at the open of German because that's when the European session actually really does start. But you do see an overlap around the time European London Open and German Open. They kind of do overlap. So you will start to see activity pick up, but sometimes for a few minutes, it could be up to 30 minutes or an hour, you might see some congestion. Today, I'm actually going to be trading the German Open into the London Open. I'm going to record what I see and just going to document stuff as I'm moving on right now. Right now, we have a possible range-bound market. That's what I've been marking up. I have some demand areas down below. And as you can see, I could have took a short. I started watching this market about half an hour ago. So right around 9 o'clock around this time, a little bit before that actually, I seen the market drop down around 8:55. And I could have opted to take a short to daily lows, but I skipped that first initial trade. I could have had maybe like a 3.5 pip stop loss, aim for a 2-to-1, and it would have hit. I did skip that because I did notice that price was still kind of not trending for the day. As you can see, the daily market context has been pretty choppy. It's been moving sideways in many ranges throughout the day. And so when I did see that thrust of sellers come in, I was a little bit sketch and I skipped that short. It's totally fine to do that because over time, it's not just one or two trades. It's a series of trades that matter. And if you have bad habits, you want to get rid of that. So to me, that was not a good habit because yes, I would have forced a trade. I would have been almost stopped out and I would have been in the money. But sometimes those little mini rewards, they're not worth it in the long run. And so I wanted to respect my system. I wanted to respect my strategy. And I just opted not to trade and just watched it. My next move was to wait for price to actually slow down, in which I got that slowdown within the past several minutes. We see that price did hit some support area down below, and it rejected it very strong too. There's a lot of buyers that came into that. So what does that mean for these sellers? It means that these sellers are weak. So they were strong. That's the past narrative, past tense. They were strong. What ended up happening in the most recent real time is that these sellers got completely wiped out by buyers, which is telling me that we're seeing an increase in buying pressure as of recent. So this could mean that we have a potential breakout. What I see right here at these swing highs right here, the most recent swing highs, is that price barely touched it. So I could be long right here, and my stop loss would be at 1.12445. And I'm going to show y'all that now. So 1.12445. That would be my stop loss. I do see a solid move of about 8 pips moving forward. But I don't want to take that trade yet because my trading system, once again, tells me to wait until I start to see the triggers moving in my favor. As of right now, there's no triggers moving in my favor just yet. It's a little too early to enter the trade. I am learning more about my system each and every day. So over time, I would take this long. But my advice to you is that if you have not mastered your system, you just skip certain trades instead of trying it out. because I used to be the guy to try things out. And yes, it could work, but it's better when you have a solid system with solid rules that you respect. And part of discipline comes in telling yourself, yes, I see a possible setup. Like right around here, let's show y'all visually speaking. Right around here at these highs, 1.12458, we can see price did shift. I did see that. After the rejection, it shifted, had a nice solid pullback, and we have a nice buy that could have been in the money right now. Stop loss would have been about 3 pips. I'd be aiming for about 6 to 8 pips. So that is a very valid trade. But today, it's a little too advanced and a little too quick for me. So that's why I stay out of these type of trades. But I am going to look for a rounded bottom, also a trend continuation pattern. So since this trend is already off and going, this is going to bottom out this entire trend right here. And it's going to be a reversal. So it's a reversal pattern, but also it's going to be a continuation of this trend that has been going on. So I call these RBTCs for short. It's a bottoming pattern and it's a continuation of a trend. So I'm going to just wait for price to show an acceleration in buyers. And then I want to see weak sellers pulling it back because I do expect a pullback. And that's when I'll be looking for a potential long to the north side. Now, it is in a range as well. If it does come back into this, if it breaks the highs that I have right here set at 1.12518, if it breaks these highs and it starts to reverse back into this older range, then I would not trade it because it's in a range. A range to me is defined as 3 waves or more of the same or equal size, similar size, that does not go anywhere. So an example of a range in the past is right around here, around 5 o'clock. You see 1, 2, 3. You have to mark that off as a range and wait for it to break. Because what ends up happening is you could be sitting in the range either A, for a long time, or your setups could just be not valid because the ranges are very choppy and unpredictable. So if you just waited for that range to be broken at those swing highs, and I'm going to show you visually with my crosshair, 1.12486. If you waited for those highs to be broken, you actually could have gotten along right around here. You could have just waited again, got long right around here. But you see, it was choppy because it was still the Asian session. So that's why I don't trade pre-London, pre-German. Valid setups happen in Asia, but they may not work because it's such a slow movement that your strategy may not have enough conviction to get to the other side to complete the setup. That's what happens a lot of times in low movement markets. It's not that you are a bad trader or you have a bad strategy. It could simply mean that you just do not have enough participants to trade your move. So right now, it looks like it's setting up. I'm going to do a 3.5 lot. 3.5. So I'm going to start getting ready for potential setup if and only if price can break above the highs of 1.1253. For me, that's a solid buy because we have already broken out of this trend. We have a nice clean breakout, and we can see that it's about 3 pips for my stop loss. With the spread included, I'll do about 4.5 pips total for my stop loss. So right now, we're about to see just what's going to happen. I want to see price break above these highs. I already have conviction to go long. I waited for this. I've seen triggers before my setup working. So all green flags, all telling me to go. If I see any red flags, I'll let y'all know. As of right now, it looks like a very clean reversal pattern. Like I said, I have all this northbound to take on up. So for me, the previous waves is strong enough for at least 6 pips. As you can see, this was the most recent wave. So I'm going to pull out my measurement tool. I love the crosshair. This is one of my favorite things to use on the charts. And I'm just going to see the most recent wave. It's been about 10 pips. So do I have enough for a maybe 4.5 pip stop loss, go for 8 to 9 pips? Yes. And my last reason to go long would be, okay, if we do go long right here, do we have at least 9, 10 pips north? We do. So I'm now waiting just for my setup to occur. I want to see the triggers work, follow through, and I'll update y'all shortly. Anything can happen though. It could go back into that range and invalidate my setup. So the seller's currently stepping in. I'm not worried about that right now. Very weak. In this same exact trade, I'm going to be updating on my Twitter. So the trades that y'all see on my social media, you get a first-hand look of me actually getting into the trade, so you know it's not fake. I don't make these up. I actually trade. So win or loss, you're going to see them on the charts in front of you. This will be uploaded on my YouTube, and I will be putting it on my Twitter as well. Very nice. You see that all those sellers got wiped out. I'm waiting for just a little bit more confirmation. I'm following my plan. I could be in it already, but just to avoid choppiness and false breakouts, I like to wait for additional confirmation. And this is what I call a low moving market. So we have enough movement to trade, but it's not like clean trending movements. And if you go to my website, the link is going to be below in the description, 1minutetraders.com/Forex stocks. You can actually see certain charts that I have that actually show what I call a good market condition, meaning that it's flowing, it has a lot of pips, it's moving from one end to another very cleanly, and there's a lot of trends involved. Right here we have it's tradable, but the context is just be a little bit on the alert side. So you see right now, I could be in a buy, but always has potential for a false move. So just my own system, my own strategy. I like to wait. $15 minutes until London open. Right. Just waiting for that break. All green flags, all goals for me. As you can see, it's struggling to break above those highs, and that is definitely just a little bit of a pain. But this is where patience comes in. You have to be patient in these times. See that the moving average, this is just by default, it's a 14 EMA. It is curving on up now, showing that the direction is changing. Very good. Gapped on up, and my hands is on the trigger, but just wanted to wait a second or two. But now I'm officially in a buy. Ooh, look at that pop, y'all. So right now my stop loss is right below that range. 3.7 pip stop loss. I'm going to be aiming for about 8 to 9 pips, at least 2.5. And for the daily highs, this is real time in front of y'all. I've been waiting for this setup for the past 47 minutes. So I explained everything to y'all, and this is all real time. This is all true. This is all valid. We're gonna be trailing my stop loss as it goes in my favor. It's another day of good movement. It's all documented. I don't know what's gonna happen. No trader knows what's gonna happen. It's not like I'm predicting the moves. It's just I have a system, rule-based system of getting into trades and getting out. I have a mechanical system I follow, and I'm very disciplined in my execution and when not to trade. So this could be a loss, but I enter trades with confidence because I have a second chance opportunity. When I do go into trades, I do look for, I have strategies around my strategies that actually back it up. So I have zero emotion. I am not trading impulsively, and I have strategies to get back into trades if I get out because I'm a strategic trader. So sometimes I can't be impulsive if I get stopped out, and that did not serve me well in the long term. So I do wait for a specific setup if I do get stopped out before it hits my target. And if that setup is not met, I sit on my hands. Staying on your hands is just as important as taking the trade. As you can see, to take that trade, click that button, it didn't even take 1 second. But to wait for that time to click the button took several minutes. This video has been going on for about 16 minutes and 23 seconds now. And as you can see, I've been patient for most of this time. 99.9% of the time, I was not touching anything. So now we're going to wait. I like to see more follow through. I like to see price go for more forward in my favor. But isn't it ironic? As soon as I clicked that button, it boosted in my favor. Like it just went boom. Like y'all seen that. Right now, I'm not using any music because I used to play music, but to me, it was a little distracting playing music while I was trading. I seen it online all the time on IG. People are always playing music. And I'm like, it seems like a cool concept, but how are you going to focus with other voices in your head? Like I don't want to hear someone saying that they're grinding and motivated. It's just going to make me want to win more, and it's okay, but I also need to approach these markets with a neutral mindset. So I need to be in the markets, in the trades, like, hey, it could be a winner, it could be a loser, but when I have that music bumping, it's like, it has to be a winner. I have to win, I have to eat, I have to make this. Like, no, you don't have to. Anything can happen in the markets. And I'd rather listen to my own voice commentating price rather than somebody singing in my ears, by the way. So right now, anything could happen. Like I said, we could see a full-on reversal. It could knock off my stop loss, and it can hit some lows, and we could see my market on up right now as price is moving on further south. I'd like to see the lows of 1.12458 taken out before I look for sells. Like I said, anything is possible. So just because I got in a buy and it just boosted in my favor does not guarantee that buy is going to work. So if I do get stopped out, it's telling me that the buying pressure was not strong enough to continue to take price on up. And that's completely fine. Like I said, I don't know where it's going. But this could also just be a lot of sellers that just tried stepping in. This could be one trader. I call it whales of the market. This could be one trader that just tried to push price on down. This could be profit taking for some traders. Like I said, if I was in right around my stop loss, if I was in right here, I'd be taking profit right here. So there's a lot of reasons why this scenario could be happening in front of me. And I just don't know. So I don't want to guess. My system is telling me stay in the trade. That's what I'll do, is stay in the trade. If I do get stopped out, to me, it's still bullish unless those lows of 1.12458 is taken on out. So I'm going to sit here. I'm going to continue to wait, sit on my hands. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not scared to be shaken out. Shakeouts do happen, and that's what I call a shakeout. So let's continue to wait. The market is very, very still right now. I don't know why. Connection still works. You see that? Like it didn't even want to move anywhere. That's crazy. Dropped down to this is now new support. You see that? Sellers sold it, but it dropped down into previous resistance. Now it's acting as support. So to me, this was a very, very good area to trade. It was a very good buy. So even if I get stopped out, it's okay. But it was a good buy because buyers, not only the price, we see an increase in activity right in this zone. But we also are seeing prices struggling to break lower. it's also trying to push back on up, meaning that this previous resistance is now acting as support. Once you're able to read intraminute, it gets more clear. So if you can't read intraminute right now, it might just sound like a bunch of nonsense or just confusion. But if you're able to read intraminute, meaning that you're able to go down to a 30-second time frame and trade, then it would make a lot of sense. Right now, we don't have any new swing highs in the past 10 minutes. So for me, if I do get stopped out, I'm still going to look for buys, potential buys. But what I would like to see now, according to my system, is a new swing high past 1.12580. If it could pass these swing highs right here, then I'm going to be more happy because I can trail my stop loss to break even. So let's see what happens. Take a quick coffee break. Nice. You can tell I'm real, and I'm really doing this in real time because I'm literally commentating price in live market conditions. It's not a pre-recording, like I said. 129 is what I'm risking. 339. 370. I want to go for 3-1. So when I upload this on my Twitter, my Instagram, and my YouTube later on, y'all can see this exact trade unfold. I'm gonna have a link to this video. And yeah, just adding to my archives. I do this every day. Like I said, I'm very, very professional with what I do. I enjoy doing what I do. Brings joy to me. Win or loss, winning day or losing day, I learn something new every day. And over time, I become great at what I do. So it is a passion. Like I said, win or lose, I enjoy doing what I do. Just gonna see if this keeps going down. We're in a potential range right now. I'm gonna mark that on up. So these lines don't use this time. This line I use. Didn't want to trim my stop yet because it's a little too early for me. Normally, if you trade your stop too soon, that could have been a trigger. I could have been out at break even, but then it's just like it could pop back in my favor, and that's also fine. But I don't want to get stopped out a little too early. I'd rather just hold it through and see if it really is going to reverse. So this comes from experience, so like that just happened. You see. Then I'll be trying to chase the market, trying to go for another buy if it does go above this candle. Then my stop loss will be wider, therefore screwing up my setup. I try to avoid this, but when I do see a new swing high, I'm getting ready to trail my stop. All systematic, all mechanical. It's like an algorithm in my head, so don't gotta ask me how I'm doing this. Just know I'm doing it. Around this point, once it breaks the new swing highs, I'm going to trail my stop right below break even. I don't want to bring it right to break even. Right around here. So I'm barely losing anything now. If I do take an L, it's 1.5 pips, 52 bucks. I'm completely fine with that. It's a good trade overall. This means that it's not working out, and that's totally fine, totally normal. I don't know what's going to happen, but we are in a range. 1, 2, remember I said 3 waves. Well, I can read intraminute, but this is 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 waves. We're caught up between my alert and my line that I just moved on up around 1.12540. 1.12530, my bad. It's a small range. Nothing major, but it is a range. Surprised this video has been going on for about 24 minutes. You see how long it takes for me to actually get one trade out? A whole 24 minutes, y'all. It's crazy. just from the recording alone. So when you see these screenshots of the trades I take, just know that it's not a quick, simple entry exit. A lot of people mix up scalping, think it's a fast-paced environment. I mean, it does move faster than the other time frames, but you never know what's going to happen, and it is a lot more waiting than actually a lot of sitting on my hands and waiting for confirmation and actually pressing the button. So what I'm seeing now can occur on any time frame. I read it all the same. There are different variables on the bit larger time frames. So right now, I'm just waiting for confirmation. Stop loss is right below. You can see I can actually move it up higher now. I have it right there. Telling me basically comes back down and breaches to the other side. The red flag. So I'm risking 1 pip now. 35 USD. 1 pip. It's the total risk on this trade. I still don't know what's going to happen. So I always have a stop loss. If you trade without a stop loss, you probably should not be trading. You should be learning and studying. And you need to study real hard about why a stop loss is important. I'm actually going to leave a link below this video on a blog I wrote on stop losses years ago. But having a stop loss can prevent anything catastrophic from happening. So we could, in fact, still see price reverse. It's possible. You don't want to be sticking on to the long bias if it's reversing. To me, I could still get into another long trade if it reverses, but we're getting right into the London Open right now. It's 2:59 p.m. China time, meaning it's 1 minute before the London Open. So we're gonna see some weird movement. Like I said, right at the overlap, London-German overlap, it starts to consolidate. Remember I said that earlier? So my trade, I did get a nice little entry, but it did not go straight to my target, which is what I was expecting, or else I wouldn't take the trade. Instead, it's grinding sideways. It went into a mini range, which means that it could come back, stop me out, and then I'm just sitting there with a loss. It could happen. But I like to show y'all in real time what will happen. See that? Boom, boom. Coming all the way down to those lows. All the way down. That might be a stop out. This 1 pip. And I'm willing to go right back in if this is not valid. Every tick, every space, everywhere on the charts, I've learned to trade or not trade. But reading price action is a skill. Just like getting your PhD and a degree, you have to learn to read price action before you put together a trading system. If there's no one to teach you, well, you need to find a coach. I'm tired of telling people this. Like, this stuff is hard. Like, that right there could have been a false move against you. And then you're sitting there confused. Like, why did the market go hit money directly? And, well, I just told you, London overlap. I would be right back in this trade. Like I said, I have a strategy to get right back in. Like, I like commentating in front of y'all so you can actually see. I'm not predicting, but I'm telling the truth because the price is confirming what I'm saying. This is me breaking it down to y'all in real time and actually getting confirmed. Like, you see where my stop was. Why did price just pin all the way down to my stop? Exactly at London Open, like I told y'all. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is London Open. Told y'all what was going to happen around London Open. Look at that. 10 o'clock on my broker time. I'll come back to this video. Look at your charts at London Open, whatever time you have that, and tell me, was I right? Now, while I wait for this, I have a trade in Nvidia. I have some Nvidia longs. You can see I just brought it to break even. So if you look at my previous video on Nvidia, I finally got to bring this to break even. Similar pattern, but this is on an hourly time frame. But just want to break that down. This could come back, like I said, but my stop loss remains the same. I do not move it. London Open, we could get a stop out. Meanwhile, while this is doing whatever it's doing, it could be a stop out. I always say that. I don't know. GA, I have my buys just pending. There's nothing for me to do on this just yet. This is pending, so I have to wait. Let's get back to Euro U. We're seeing price. It's making sharp moves. Making sharp moves to the downside. So I don't know if this could be a higher low or if it could be a reversal. But for me, I need to see the lows. I can mark this. I can move this one up now. For me, for a reversal to the downside, I need to see the lows of 1.12505 broken. Oh my goodness. I love seeing this. I love it playing out day by day. Like I said, win or loss, I had to take a lot of L's before it started happening in my favor. So don't think that this is all sweet because I could lose in front of you. Also, I've taken a lot of L's. Like, gosh, like, man, you don't want to be in my journey. What I had to go through for this to start unfolding in my favor, as you can see, price action is moving in my direction. I had to go through a lot. I had to go through the grit, gulag, I call it. So before this stuff started working out, I had so many losses, like thousands of them, thousands and thousands and thousands of losses. Just like, why in the world is this happening to me? You know, like it just, and even when I was slightly winning, I was losing a lot still. So if you're training, ooh, nice pop on up, beautiful. Ooh, and this jump, I'm collecting something if it goes against me. Now we are in the money, risk-free trade, and I'm collecting what I just risked. Now we moving. So I'm gonna start trailing this. I wanted to talk more, but y'all get the gist. Trailing this, trailing this. Bow, bow. Give me that. Give me all of that. Feel me? All of this. This is now 2-1. I just made 2R in front of you. I'm gonna hold it because I see the momentum is strong. We are at daily highs, so I'm gonna be careful. May want to actually close out soon as we are up at 8 pips. That's 2-1, y'all. Collect that. Don't let the market go too far against you. Stop you out. So this right here is gonna be at least 4.5. But I'm gonna close on out. I'm gonna close on out. I like what I got. Market execution goes a little bit below what it started off with. That means that it's not the strongest bar. I know how to read this in real time. So I'm gonna get ready to close this and I'm gonna collect about 2R. Just about 2R. I can also just move this. You see how it's struggling? I don't like that because we are at daily highs and it's struggling. I want to see price pierce and break on through daily highs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close this one out. I don't need a market execute. I can just trail it, trailing more. Anything below this bar, I'm getting out. So y'all see this in real time. I called it. I did. I may not be the goatest goat, but I'm still really good at what I do. Yep, beautiful. This is how you use a trailing stop, y'all. So you see this? I have locked in profit regardless. This is my market I trade. So I'm trading my own market within the market. So I have my own rules. I have everything set up. Collecting at least 2R. 3.5 was my original stop. So this is 2.5R. I'm collecting at least 2.5R. But I'm going to aim for a little bit more. I kind of want to get out right around here, but I'm going to risk what I just seen. That was like 1 pip. I'm going to risk 1 pip to try to get more because the magnitude has increased moving on up. So once it starts to decrease, I'm going to get out of this. So right around here, it looks like it's starting to fall back. More than likely, it's going to hit this trailing stop. But we do have that possibility of it continuing. Right there, y'all. This is about 3R, done and dusted, right in front of y'all. Boom, boom, boom. Give me that money. Give me that dinero, y'all. Hit my target exactly to the T. You're welcome. The show is over. I'm done. I've been trading for 1 hour today. This video is going to be uploaded on my YouTube. It hit my target exactly to the T, and I'm done with that trade. Thank you all for being my audience. This has definitely been a nice trade, a nice day. I'm glad I got to record this. So those of you that are critics, you can see that this is not pre-recorded and this is not fake. This is real. And I really did this. Enjoy the next videos in the future. For those of you that want some private coaching, I have some slots opened up now. I don't have unlimited time, so first come, first serve. But you want to learn from me. I am offering some private coaching sessions, a few hours a week for certain individuals. Yeah, it's going to be located in the link below in the description box, right under my Forex stocks. You can also go to my website, 1minutetraders.com, and you can actually also click on the private mentoring tab. I highly recommend you message me on one of my social media apps if I know you personally. If not, just send me an email and I'll follow up with you. I'd have to do some screening, so basically send me an email as to why you want to be coached. Tell me your experience. I accept newcomers. I accept professionals. I accept experienced traders, all of that alike. I treat you all the same. But 36 minutes in and I'm done for the day. I do believe that we could possibly see a nice continuation north for the day, because as you can look at the larger time frame, I'm not going to show that, but if you look at the hourly, we are moving on up overall on the larger time frame. So I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing a trend emerge. It's London open, but as of right now, I still wouldn't be too quick to look for buys. We are now sitting at a critical point of the day. Look right here. You do see that 1.12646 is a new resistance area, so it could be used as support for a while. So if price pulls back and continues on up, that's good. But if it pulls on too deep, be careful with longs. That's it for me today. By the time you guys watch this video, for my very few audience anyways, like, it's sad. Like, I'm really a trader. I really do this, and like, I have so many followers and like people that see my post and my content daily, and they just refuse to watch this stuff. Like, look at my view count. I really don't care. You can tell by the way I talk on my videos. I don't care who's watching this. But if you are, I appreciate you, because you can start to learn how to really trade. While everybody else can ignore this, you are one of the very few individuals that got to the end of this video and you're able to learn something from scalping, a real-time scalper that the world does not view. Think about that. So many people in the world, there's so many followers on my pages, and look at the view count. This is why the success rate is so low. Now, out of all the people that just viewed this video, you might be just that one person or the one of the two, whatever, that are actually going to succeed. That's how crazy the numbers are. So start looking in within yourself, seeing what you really want to do. And you got to trust people. You got to just trust. That's it for today. I'm going to wrap it up. And great trading session in an hour and 10 minutes. And I am done. This would be possible another buy, but I'm exhausted. All right, y'all. Peace.